Hello everyone, welcome back, and today I'm going to be doing a video that I've never seen anyone else talk about this, and we're going to be actually reading the K-pop contract. Recently there was like CLC Elki incident where an artist asked for termination of the contract to the company, and then you have cases like Kugudan, B2B Ilhun, Plestin, where the company releases the artist, and in that cases what happens to like the debt and the stuff like that. Also, many artists go into signing contracts, especially like Korean American or foreigners who don't understand Korean fully and sign contracts, and they are like stuck with terms that they did not know about in the first place. I also want to know if you think these K-pop contracts are fair or not, or you think this is new or like interesting compared to like the Western. So just like any contract, you're not supposed to be talking about it, but the good thing with this standard K-pop contract is that it's public knowledge. Anyone could go on the Coca website and download the K-pop singer contracts, trainee contracts, actor and actress contracts. Standard meaning every Korean entertainment system must go through this Coca contract in order to sign your artist. Now this is relatively kind of new because before, I believe it was 2013 or 2014, I don't remember the exact date, but before that companies were allowed to make their own contracts and sign to an artist. So there was no standard. Like you could sign an artist like 15 years and like you could have any terms in there, and again there was really no law to protect you. So while I'm doing this with you guys, I'm going to be doing my makeup and skincare while with you guys because it's boring just talking. Like, let me just do some makeup while I do it. And I just want to say thank you to Yesstyle for sending me all these Japanese beauty goodies. They actually wanted me to share and try these Japanese beauty products, which are very rare to find here. When I went to Tokyo, I got a lot of like Japanese of these masks, and I can't read Japanese, so I am literally guessing by what these are. This is actually really famous. They sell this in Korea as well, and Japan, I see these everywhere. You know, those muscle hot heat cold patches. So this is a Japanese version, and this smells like lemon, and I tried this. It's amazing, especially if you work out a lot and your muscles are sore. I don't know what this is. It says CC on it. There's absolutely no English here. I am guessing that this is like foundation CC cream. We're gonna be trying it. I love these hot patches, you guys. So these are great for traveling. This is an eye hot patch, and this is a patch for your back as well. Or if you're sick, these hot patches help you so much when you just go to sleep. And a bunch of Japanese makeup I'll be trying throughout the video. Or so I'm gonna be starting off with this. Oh, this is the Camila oil. It doesn't have any smell at all, which is good because I do not like fragrance. Again, I'm hoping that this is a CC cream. I don't know what this is. No, it's not CC cream. I think it's just face cream. It's like a very oily serum texture, so I think maybe it's an eye cream. So first we're gonna read the 연습생 계약, which is the trainee contract. Now this is relatively new. I signed trainee contracts before, but the trainee contracts were actually made by the company. I also had to translate all of these, so remember to give this video a thumbs up because it took me a long time to translate everything, and it's like a law words and stuff like that, so it could be very difficult. So please give me a thumbs up in this video and subscribe and hit the notification bell because I reply to all my early birds. Alright, so first it says overall reasoning of the contract. The company is to invest in training and other necessaries for the purpose to grow one's talent and qualities. And the talent should do his or her best to upgrade their qualities. Part 2, contract dates. So training contracts cannot be more than 3 years. This is a good part in my opinion because sometimes like trainees are young. Like these are young people that get signed, and sometimes they absolutely don't understand anything about the contract. So you do not want to be stuck in a contract with a company that later on you might not necessarily like. Part 3, this is for the company. Company is to provide training, which means acting, singing, dance, etc. You can ask the trainee to faithfully fulfill the trainee's duties, which is fair. Other than the training reasons, you cannot infringe on the privacy or personal rights of a trainee, and also cannot ask for unfair amount of money or goods. This is very important, and I'm so glad that they put in here because I told you guys, like when I was a trainee, there would be many times when the company would literally ask for our phones and check our phones and check pretty much all the Kakao chats and like to see if we were dating or if we were talking behind the CEO's back. Just kidding. Or you know, something like manager or something like that, and they would always check the phone. Back then I was like, oh, like they need to do what they need to do. They just need to check up on everything you do, like on your privacy life, so just in case you don't have any big scandals in the future. But I do think that really infringes on one's privacy rights. I don't know if they still check phones or not, or because now we have a standard trainee contract, you're not allowed to check phones. I don't know, but I hope that that includes the phone checkings, because I just don't think that was right. I remember when I was a trainee, I told you guys that we would have to check in with staff at night, like when we came into the dorm. They talked about our weekends, you know, ask personal information, where we are, and they sometimes will call like in the middle of the night to check like if we're at the dorm or not. So I do think that's also privacy. We're especially over 18 or 19. We should be go out and have fun and like have drinks on the weekends. Like, people need to have fun. Like, you can't infringe that like personal rights. So unfair amount of money or goods. I've heard many cases where like one wants to leave the company, and sometimes the company will ask for thousands of dollars of money back from you, which is unfair, because I do believe that the company should be responsible for any training expenses. And sometimes they don't even give you like the breakdown of expenses and then just expect you to pay whatever amount that they tell you to, which is absolutely wrong business way to do. So this is a really good term that they put in here. I'm gonna skip down to the part where I do think it's more important to talk about. This part is really important. It says if a trainee develops depression, they must help with treatment. That is a nice clause to have, you guys. Everything that has to do with, in my opinion, entertainment industry is very mental related. So it's very easy to get into depression, insomnia, and many other things like I've developed back when I was a trainee as well. And I wish this clause was in there, and they helped me with treatments. Like, I didn't get any treatments. I had to get the treatments myself. All right, I'm gonna be trying this new Japanese Wink Deep Black Liquid Eyeliner. I've had Japanese liquid liners before, and they lasted a long time. Like, and it lasted 2 years for me. Okay, so this is actually a term that's also in the exclusive contract, and it's in the trainee contract that I see, and it says companies must seek written approval from trainee if third party is to receive the rights and position, or approval from an artist if third party is to receive rights or position. But I believe this was the problem that Kang Daniel raised with his company situation, where he said that his company sold his rights or something like that, or something with a third party company, and he said that he was never notified or given consent or gave consent that the company will sell his rights to a third party. This is really important because sometimes companies will merge with another investor or another company, and that's like a business move that they do for whatever reasons. Many times, sometimes they would tell the artist that this is going to happen, but the artist never really had a right to say something. Again, this is important because who knows, like the company might have any debts, or you might have any debts or money owed that's not related to you or the trainee, but they might transfer it and put it under you, and now you have like more debts because now you have that sold to a third party or another company. So like things get so jumbled up, and it's so important to get the consent of everyone, and everything is on the open and nothing is secret, so you do not have any trouble in the future. All right, part 4 of this trainee contract is the side of the trainee. So trainee must follow their best in the training system provided, of course, and you cannot engage in other contracts, of course. Trainees cannot be involved in any criminal activities. This is a new thing. I mean, this is an obviously given thing. There has been a lot of things that where the artist or trainee will get into possible criminal activities, and it does damage the company's reputation. Trainees can at any time discuss their opinions and ask or discuss about the proper fulfillment of the company's duty. And this was because many trainees are shunned if they ask questions or opinions about the company, because you know, you do have that like hierarchy system where it seems rude if you ask for financial papers or documents. They'll be like, what the hell is wrong with you? But in reality, it doesn't matter how old you are in the business with the company. Business is a business. That's just my opinion, and many times young trainees and artists might get screwed over because they don't know what's going on behind the back. Let's talk about part 7, termination. This is one of the clauses that I found very interesting that is absolutely new. I haven't seen this before, and it says if a trainee receives any inappropriate act by staff, wink wink, you know what inappropriate act means, contract can be terminated. This is new. I haven't seen this. So that was a trainee contract. It's kind of similar clauses that we have in the official exclusive contract, which is, I believe, more important. So let's get into that. This is the newest version. It has been revised a couple times, and there's new clauses that I haven't seen before. Ooh, so I have 2 mascara choices that I could have. I have this one is really popular as well. This is a weird mascara, but I am so ready to try it. Oh wait, no. This is not a mascara. This is a mascara remover. I guess I have to try this mascara. All right, part 1 of the exclusive contract. It's the same thing that says both sides will do their best. And so let's skip to part 3, which says contracts are max 7 years. So this again is a thing that introduced back in 2013, 2014, where now you could only have 7-year contracts. But this is a new term I haven't seen. It says if the contract term is more than 7 years, artists may ask for termination of the contract anytime after 7 years, unless separately agreed by both parties. Okay, so this is a very clean mascara. I love this. I love it. It's a light mascara that makes your eyes pop. Contract terms can be extended if one goes to army, pregnancy, childcare, or sickness. Which means, let's say for a man, you've served 5 years into your K-pop group and then you have to serve in the army for 2 years. So that means after you come back to the army, that 2 years is extended. I've had a couple of people that I know that went to the army, came back, and they said that the contract was extended. And even if they didn't want to serve being a K-pop industry anymore, they had to just extend their contract. Or you're not an A-list celebrity where you have so many promotions going on and you might just want to leave the company or just end things and you can't. And I've seen so many people wait their contracts, meaning they just wait like 4 years not being able to promote, do anything, and they just don't want to go through troubles with their company, lawsuits with their company, and they just literally wait their contracts out. So that could be an unfortunate case as well. Companies are also responsible for payments, management, scheduling, publishing, contents, terms, etc., and all necessary support again as a singer. Really interesting. Just like the CLC case, Elgi's case, she claims that her company told the artist that the company will not be taking care of this group, the artist, anymore. Technically, the clause says that during the term of the contract's management must provide whatever necessary for the artist. Part 6, this is the artist's responsibilities, and it says artists can express their opinion and thoughts at any time and request for any paperwork. This is one of the reasons why artists and companies have the most lawsuits or altercations with each other, and I'm going to be talking about that in a minute. Artists cannot do anything that defames the company. Artists can anytime refuse any unfair request. So literally, this could be anything. Like they might request you. I don't know if this applies. Let me know if you think this applies. So basically, our company was moving and they made all the trainees clean up the whole entire company. And this was like a company with like 3-4 stories. Delete all the documents and papers, like literally one paper by one. We had to shred them, and like it took us like hours. And I understand, like we are a whole family all together. We should be able to help out each other companies, but sometimes it's like we're not getting paid to do this. Like if we were being paid, or if we even got like, I don't believe they even bought us a meal that day. Like sometimes like where the company would ask the trainee to do the back end work of the company, and I just thought that was a little pushing it. So this is really broad. Again, unfair request. Like what is unfair request? Like what is the high and the low in this? So something like that could be a little iffy in these contracts because we don't really have like a low and a high here. Part 8 and 9 of the contract is just talking about publishing, and the company does have a full rights of the artist's identity. So this is something that's very different from American Western. Like in the American artist system, there's different labels and managements that take care of different sides. It's all separated, but in K-pop, like one company does everything for you. So that's just a different system in Asia and the Western countries. This is one of the most reasons why an artist and company go bad, and they have like lawsuits and things like that because it involves money. And it says you decide the percentage of the share within the company. So does the company get 7 and you get 3, 5, whatever. Part 13, company must provide evidence that the company has all the necessary resources to exercise the management authority. This is a new clause that I haven't seen before. Again, the company must provide evidence that they are a legitimate entertainment company, that they are a registered company. A lot of the times companies might look legit. They might look and say, hey, we've done this before, we've done this, we have this and that, but at the end of the day, are you a legit registered company that has all the necessary things to grow an artist? And a lot of the times, artists can get screwed over because they did not know of certain things about the company. So before you sign anything, ask for all the proper documents, legal documents, and proof of what they did in the past and why this management is right for you. Part 15 and on just talks about terminations and lawsuits, and if either party violates the contract, you can request a 14-day grace term to correct the violation, and if it's not resolved, you could ask for damages, and this is where the lawsuits and stuff like that come into place. In my opinion, is a little bit of a tricky part, which is you could have a separate agreement from this standard contract between you and the company, of course within the means that doesn't violate the main standards. And this is where things could get tricky, because you might put clauses that later on you're like, wait, that doesn't seem fair, wait, like, oh, what did I put that in there? So even if you do have a separate agreement with the company, make sure that it's fair, make sure that that amount of money or whatever does not exceed something that you think is just unbearable. Time for the lips. It says lip fondue. Wow, I have the most dead chapped lips ever in the winter, and this is the thickest lip. Wow, this is amazing. Wow, I love this. All right, so let's talk about the Kugunat and Pristin case. So in that case, basically the company let them go. So I don't know any of the girls personally, so I'm guessing that it's usually when the company ends the contract, so there's no debt, no money that needs to be paid back. It's supposed to work like that. I don't know how it worked with the girls, but I'm guessing that they just let them go. Flawless right now. You see that? You guys see that? And yes, I'm done with my makeup, and I put a little bit of hairpiece that I got in Yesstyle. Super cute hair pieces. The number one is something that nobody pretty much does is getting a lawyer. Oh my god, whenever you're signing the exclusive contract and you're reviewing any expense documents, if you are in the exclusive contracts, you need a lawyer. You need someone that's very experienced to go and review all this with you. Number two, never be shy of asking any proper documents to the company. This is a very hard thing to do because, like I said, you don't want to seem like you are stuck up. It doesn't matter when it comes to business. You have to stay on top of the proper document. This is your life, you guys. This is your life that's on the line. If you're not being properly paid, if you're not being properly shown any documents, if you're not being properly treated, you have to speak up. This is a business. The most likely companies will not have an English translated version in your country. And what are you gonna do? Are you just gonna believe the contract, believe the company, hoping that nothing was gonna go wrong? That's what most people do. That's what I did, and that's the wrong way to approach it. Ask them if they do not have an English version, if they do not have a version in your language, then you need to hire a lawyer or someone that speaks both languages, and you need to understand every single clause in the contract 100%. A disclaimer, again, I am not a lawyer. I'm not giving you legal advices. All I'm doing is speaking from my own experiences and just reading the standard contract with you guys. I love my makeup. This is like a very natural glowy makeup that I have today. Pom-pom earrings, and then I got this newsprint dress. This is super cute. Yesstyle was super generous for me to give you guys a special code just for Japanese beauty products on Yesstyle.com. So if you guys ever want to get into Japanese products, I have a code down below that you guys could use. Let me know what you guys have thought about this video. Remember to hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell because I reply to all my early birds. See you guys in my next video.